everybody from sunny Gibraltar. Today's video, I'm going to talk about why Gibraltar is the greatest place in the world to bring up children. Bet you never thought of that, hey? So I'm going to talk about the safety element, the activities, the education here, and what it means for them growing up and what options they have. So to give you an insight, I have two boys, Huey and Connor. They are 5 and 6. Huey's coming 5 next week, and Connor's 6.5. They're busy boys, very fun-loving, love the outdoors, and we came here, I think it's nearly 18 months ago now, and check out another blog, there's a bit more information on that in the past, but I'll give you an insight into what their existence here is like. So when we arrived, we weren't in the education system. So they follow the UK education system here, which is really good. Now, they follow the curriculum, but they kind of can do their own thing. So they're not Ofsted checked, which means the teachers aren't as stressed. Here's a fun fact. They have a system where they hug our children as they go in the door at St. Joseph's here in the Southern District. So the kids started off in a nursery because we were waiting to get registered. And that was tricky, but they got to meet lots of other kids there, and most of them were Jewish. So they got to mix with these Israeli Jewish kids in Gibraltar who are now their friends, which is great. And it's actually turned out to be a good aftercare school system for us in the summer. But then they got into Notre Dame, and it was a very good school, really good experience, but the city was a bit busy for us. The town was a bit busy, and the catchment area is somewhat questionable compared to other schools. I'll not go into too much on that, but it's a really good school. They had positive experiences, and actually my oldest really missed, didn't want to leave. My youngest was a wee bit intimidated, just coming from England, first experience at school. Now, got down to the southern area, and it's gorgeous down here. It's a view from our bedroom. You see Algeciras in the background there, and then you can see Africa way over there. And we walk up these beautiful steps to go into the St. Joseph's School, and the kids get a choice of whether they're high-fived, handshake, or a hug, and they give the signal of which one that they want every morning. And it's just been amazing, really. In England, I felt like I would pick up pick up Connor from school, and I was almost like I was at school. They were putting me into, like, nearly going to put me into detention. Oh, he did this today, he did that. We have no problems here. In fact, the report cards have been really good, and they've settled in, they've integrated, they're really happy. And now we're in the south, so they finished school here, and I'm going to go on to talk maybe a little bit about their sports regime and what's available to them here. But they have the Camp A area here, where there's a football cage, a restaurant that I can sit and have a coffee in, and a little beach and a wee pier where they can all jump off and swim and do all of that, and then 2 swimming pools. So they have all these amazing facilities to go from school to there. And Gibraltar kind of shuts down in the summer. They call it summer hours here, and most of the locals are employed by government, and then everybody else works in gaming. A lot of the locals work in gaming too. But it goes to summer hours, which means that everybody's on the beach from 2:30, except for me, because I have to pay for this shit. And I'd get bored if that was what I was doing. But so they finish school, and then we have a good routine. So the different sports clubs here, so the football is really good. Country Gibraltar has put a lot of money, the GFA Association has put a lot of money into the grassroots, probably because their senior team's brutal, but there's only 30,000 people, and the boys get to train 2-3 times a week, and it's non-competitive, just drills, all of that. They think they're playing for Gibraltar, and it's all like they all get a ball each, loads of coaches, you know, again, parents are sitting in the stadium. It's pretty idyllic situation. So they do that, and they've kind of, I'm into football, but I didn't know if they would be, and they've kind of really taken that on, and then they play in the cage, like an outdoor area with bigger kids. I kind of keep an eye on it, but mostly they're in there self-sufficient, Lord of the Flies stuff. And then they have martial arts. So I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I do a bit of judo. So the judo club here is amazing. I'll put a link to it. But I researched it before I came here, and there's a local family called the Conroys, and they're legendary here, and the two guys, Peter and Charlie, who run it, are amazing, and they have a fun, disciplined way of teaching them, and it's brought my youngest one, his confidence is just gone through the roof. And then I take them over to do a bit of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Spain. Our Jiu-Jitsu club's going to open up here in September, and we'll have to figure out how they're going to mix and match between both those martial arts. They tried another local martial arts club, which was okay, but this was definitely the pick of the bunch. The Taekwondo club is supposed to be very good, but it's for older kids. They have karate here as well, which I don't have much to do with. They tried the boxing as well, which is okay, probably more suited to bigger kids though, to be honest. They have rugby on a Saturday, so there's world-class rugby facilities. For their age group, it's kind of just more obstacle courses, and the guys who run it are real nice. And we do that on a Saturday morning, the odd time. They're after me to join a basketball team as well. But we'll see about that. Apparently the facilities and all the rest are supposed to be really good for that too, but we can only fit a certain amount in throughout the week. So their week's kind of chock-a-block. A lot of the friends would do swimming club as well, or cricket. I'm sure there's loads of other smaller sports that I'm missing out on. But the short story here is that Gibraltar's full of these military barracks, and there isn't a massive military contingent here anymore. So you've got a lot of these places that the government have awarded to different sports associations. And then they get subsidized like trips to here and there, and the government puts a lot of money into this. So if you meet anybody from Gibraltar, they're like, hey, I play rugby for Gibraltar, or I play this for Gibraltar, and they'll be an average enough athlete, and they get to have these international experiences representing their country, which is like, it's a dream really, especially for young kids. And it's well funded, well taken care of, and it's a safe place. So there's one way in, one way out. Everybody knows each other, and you feel really safe with your kids and how it works. So our regime is like, we're busy, right? So they finish school, and we have a nanny that picks the boys up, takes them in a bus, drops them off at their sports facilities. Sometimes they'll hang around until we get there if it's like football or whatever, and then I'll come and get them. 5 or 6, depending on when the class ends. They do 2 hours of bloody martial arts twice a week, so that finishes at 7 for them. And then I train straight afterwards, so sometimes they stay and watch mine, but mostly we try and get them home and into their routine. So it just looks like school finishes, they go to sports, and every day of the week there's a new activity. And the education system here is really good. The teaching quality is good. So if you've grown up in Gibraltar, especially the women here, they seem to go away, go to uni, and come back and become teachers. They get to retire early. They work in a nice non-pressured environment compared to the UK because of the Ofsted element. And I can imagine that there's loads of competition for places, and they're just excellent. Like it's really impressive dealing with them. And in Gibraltar, they have this thing where if your kids grow up here, they will pay for them to go to university. So you get full ride to university, a couple of flights over there, your fees paid. I'm not sure they have a bursary as well now. They used to have, but they can go to uni as long as they want. You find a lot of Gibraltarians, they either fall into, they work in a government job and they haven't really left, and that's what they do, they're in the army, or they've done their stint in England and either come back and get a big government job, or they get a job in the gaming or something that supplies to the gaming, like legal or compliance or something like that. And they're left with a really highly skilled workforce. And then they get all the rest of us coming in, paying a little bit more on rent for the different tax advantages that we get for that. That's just a great little society. So hopefully that gives you a wee insight into what it's like bringing up 2 boys here. We've integrated with the locals perfectly. There's a birthday party on all the time, too many birthday parties, and we're never treated like the foreigners. All right, so this is the after school routine. So they've been to their sports, they've had their dinner, and now they come down here and have a little swim. Oh, you see all the kids from the local school are in here, and you'll see the football pitch in the background there. There's Huey there with the green ball. Connor's way ahead of him. So this is their little routine. They know all the kids. Just give you a quick look at it. This is where you go swimming. Nice restaurant over there. And over the summer this gets very busy. And lots of little restaurants pop up. As you can see, there's Morocco in the background. Spain over there. Life in Gibraltar. So what's your name?
Connor.
And what age are you, Connor?
6.
6? When are you 7?
March the 21st.
How long have you been in Gibraltar for?
2 years.
What do you like about Gibraltar?
I like the campaigns of play park with swimming pools, play park and a football pitch.
Wow, so you get to swim and play football. When do you go there?
It's only
every day?
Weekends or every day.
Okay, and what about, what school do you go to?
St. Joseph's. Matty!
And who's that?
My little brother Huey. Poo Poo.
You're ruining his big moment here.
Poo Poo? No. I'm Mr. Men.
Hey everybody, here we are in lovely Seville. We are going to a martial art tournament tomorrow. The club I'm part of do grappling gi. I suppose it's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So the boys are going to do their first ever tournament. There's Connor and Huey, and we're just going to play a wee bit of football in the meantime. Here we are, getting ready for our big fight. Got my lovely wife here. And we have the champ.
No, John Jones.
John Jones. And the beast.
No.
The beast in the machine.
The master.
The master. Okay. Guys have their first ever Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fight in a little bit. They've only done 2 sessions. They've done a bit of judo, so they're still going to smash everybody though. And then, after we go to the stadium, what happens then?
We're going to a water park.
There we go.
Come take my hand and see the world around you. The time is right, just let the lights surround you. And step by step you feel it coming alive. The feeling deep down inside and you've got nothing to hide. To reach the top you've gotta keep on moving. Don't let it stop, just gotta keep on moving. I know you're doing your best, you're stepping up from the rest. Just keep on passing the test. And then you gotta climb higher. Climb higher. Let the fire burn brighter. Be stronger. Go longer. Climb higher. Climb higher. You're feeling strong, you'll be the last one standing. The fight is on and you're the one commanding. The clock is ticking and there's no one inside. The lights are shining so bright, you need to do what is right. Just flip the lever, start the chain reaction. Let's make it better, feel the satisfaction. And at the end of the day, no one can stand in your way. Just listen, hear what I say. You know you gotta climb.
All right, everybody. We had an awesome time at the BJJ tournament where Huey won his fight, so he got gold, and Connor won 3 out of 4. So he got silver. And yeah, we're very proud of them. They've only done 2 jiu-jitsu classes, so they were really unsure of the rules and just kind of doing judo, which was great. We're now going to celebrate by going to a water park called Isla Magica here in Seville. I'll give you some clips of that coming up.
No podemos poner la sombra si queremos, no hay problema, tío. A la sombrita se está mejor. A la sombrita se está mejor. Pegado, bien, más feo, un poquito.
Hey everybody, I'm sitting here with the 2 champs. We've had an awesome day. We did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in the morning and we went to a water park here in Seville in a Mexican restaurant. Some lovely yummy food. And then I got my lovely wife here who is Charlotte. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Have you had a good time?
Had a great time. Brilliant.
You had a good time? All a great time. Okay, so that's it. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Seville. Amazing time. Have a great day.